requirement of full COVID vaccination for attendance to in-person classes took effect. May we meron daw po ba tayo copy ng new circular or order? Maybe we can provide the video.
Well, this decision was made upon consultation with our health experts and looking at trends in other countries and trends since November 2021. Let me again repeat what I said earlier. When we issued the CHED circular in November 2021 saying that you can now open face-to-face classes in all degree programs, but said only those who are vaccinated can enter enclosed spaces like classrooms. Okay, when we issued that in November, the situation was very different. Our vaccination rate was much lower. Remember, Omicron hit us after November 2021. Kaya talagang at that time, the data out there was not very solid in terms of vaccinated versus unvaccinated. And we also said there should be no discrimination on students. Those who are unvaccinated should be given the option to do their classes online. That was the instruction. So we were buying time for the situation to improve. We were buying time for vaccination rates to go up so that we can safely bring the students back to school. So that was November of 2021. And remember, Omicron hit us very hard in the first quarter of 2022. So the risk was different at that time. I also got my Omicron in January of 2022. Kasi ako na-infect. No? But looking at November 2021 and today, so much has changed. Vaccination rates have gone up. The studies have come out in terms of risk for certain age groups. And if you notice, as shown in the PowerPoint, in many other countries, their health authorities and their education authorities have started to take back the requirement for vaccination because the data on the ground and the risk is now easier to control. So it is an evolving process. So when you ask, when did CHED actually decide on it? When we were sufficiently confident that the data on the ground, the vaccination rates, our health experts agree with us, that is the time that we decided. And that will start today. So there is no, like a flash of lightning that suddenly told us, we will now change the policy. It is looking at the studies, looking at how other countries are addressing the issue, consulting with our health experts. So that is the process that came into this decision.
Thank you, Chair. May I call on our Executive Director, Cindy Haro, to share her inputs naman po.
Mr. Chair, I would just like to manifest because some of the questions in our Facebook po is regarding the safety certification. Let me just emphasize, as we have shown in our slide, that is optional. Although we encourage our higher education institutions to get a safety certification, it is not a requirement for you to proceed with limited face-to-face classes or face-to-face classes. What's important is that you do self-assessment, and then upon self-assessment and upon evaluation that you have complied with the requirements, you might now proceed with the face-to-face classes. So to emphasize lang din po to our media friends, the safety certification is not a requirement, it is optional. It will be based on the discretion of the higher education institutions which would like to apply for a safety certification. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Attorney Cindy. May next question po tayo from SMNI News. In the conduct of face-to-face classes, allowed na po ba ang mga extracurricular activities like intramurals, sports, provided that students are to follow health protocols?
Matagal na ho natin pinayagan yan. Remember, nag-championship na ang UAAP tsaka NCAA. Nag-champion na ang UP after more than 30 years. Full face-to-face. The audience or the stands were full of students. We already allowed the UAAP and the NCAA, with the help of the Department of Health, the health experts, to have full contact sports this year. They finished their championship already. We've allowed the STRASUC, this is the Association of State Universities and Colleges and Region 4, to already hold their sports competition. So matagal na po yan, matagal na po pinayagan. Pag napansin nyo po, lahat ng graduation ngayon, face-to-face na. Galing ako sa MSU Gensan, parang 2,000 mahigit yung estudyante, batches 2020, 2021, 2022, na-graduation face-to-face. So, health protocols have to be observed in the campus, especially because if these activities are done in the open-air system, the risk also goes down. It is easier to manage. So, hindi po ngayon lang ina-approve yan. Matagal na po pinayagan.
Thank you, Chair. Next question from GMA News. Will CHED also coordinate with DOH to roll out mobile COVID-19 vaccinations and organize counseling sessions among unvaccinated students and teachers in HEIs to increase vaccination uptake among them?
Yes, I was able to talk to the OIC Secretary of DepEd in Iloilo. I think that was 3 or 4 days ago. Dr. Berhere and I talked about this, about pushing for stronger vaccination. And as we all know, the reason why vaccination rates are very high in higher education institutions because we did school-based vaccination starting September 2021. So we will do another round of that. We will talk again with the presidents of the universities and let us now focus on vaccinating all those who are not yet vaccinated and also booster shots. So that will be done. It's easier to do it in higher ed because a lot of the universities have already done that in the past. In fact, we already awarded the most outstanding universities for their vaccination effort, I think about 2 months ago.
Thank you, Chair. A follow-up question po from SM and iNews. If vaccination is no longer required, ano yung actions na ginagawa ng CHED to ensure the safety of the students and teachers kahit hindi po vaccinated ang iba?
Nandun na po sa sinabi ko kanina, we still have to make sure health protocols are observed in the school so that we're able to manage it better. We have to make sure that we ask our schools to explain well to their students and their faculty about the change in policy and what that will require in terms of the behavior of individuals. And we're going to launch another round of vaccination. Those are the things that are connected that will ensure the safety of our students and our education employees. So yun pong pagsabi na pwede nang pagsamahin ng vaccinated at unvaccinated. That is only one part of the new policy. The other parts will continue from what we have been practicing previously. Siguro, Sai, can we ask Mike T, he put here on the chat box that he can clarify regarding immunocompromised who are not yet vaccinated. Dr. Mike T, please proceed.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Regarding the question on whether immunocompromised children, those who are 18 to 25, can get vaccinated, the answer is yes. We can vaccinate even those who have immunocompromised state, those taking steroids, those taking immunosuppressant, because this is a common question among the young.
We were much older, and we know
ginawa na ba ito sa ibang country? Yan. So there was recently a publication from the Boston University. This is
Thank you.
School-based vaccination previously. So ang gagawin ko, pag nag-announce tayo na pupunta ako mga eskwelahan, imbitahin ulit natin yung ating mga media friends, just like what we did when we did school-based vaccination. And I know our media friends know already how it loob ng facilities ng school. But if you have a conference in a hotel, the controlling system there on how it will be held is the management of the hotel. Hindi po ang CHED.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I think we have no more questions from the media already. So that concludes our press conference for today. Thank you very much po